What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we are back in Spin Tires, taking a look at the Spun in Darkness Jeep YJ. Now, this is actually a really good representation of the YJ as far as conveying a realistic approach. And just to get it out of the way real quick, the light bar on top, yeah, it works. It works really well. I can't wait to use it at night. But I'm also on a new map here, which I will link in the description box below. It's a really cool map. It's kind of made for a combination of logging, and it's also got some nice trails for stuff like this Jeep, actually. Now, this Jeep replaces the UAZ in default form. You can change that if you go and change the name of the file, excuse me. But, yeah, if you go and change the name of the file, you can replace whatever vehicle you want. But, like I said, in standard form, it replaces the UAZ, and I feel like it's a really good replacement for the UAZ because it's a great mix of pretty much exploration-type vehicle capabilities, and it's just a fun vehicle to use. Now, you don't really have any add-ons or anything that you can start with, but that really doesn't make any difference because it's already got a really good set of off-road tires. And to be honest, I mean, the only things that I would like to change on this thing would be maybe, you know, like style-related. Like, if there's anything style-related you wanted to change on the Jeep, you could, but that's all down to personal preference. And I think it looks awesome, like, just how it sits in stock, well, I say in stock form. This Jeep is far from stock, people, but I think the biggest thing, at least with me, is the fact that I've driven a Jeep YJ off-road, and this is actually a really kind of a close representation of the actual YJ that I drove. Now, keep in mind, the handling is not really the same. What I'm getting at is the actual tire size and the size of the lift is pretty similar, and it's kind of cool to take something you've driven in real life and then move that over to Spin Tires and be like, whoa, we can actually use that in game. It's a really cool feeling, and it's not something you're gonna find in many other places really at all. In fact, in any other off-road game, to be honest with you. Now, this is that trail I was talking about. It's a really nice trail for doing some off-roading. It's not too hardcore. It's not too, ridiculous. You're not worried about kind of falling off a cliff. But at the same time, it's challenging enough. You're doing a little bit of crawling, and it's very much like a realistic off-road trail, and I like that approach. It's not like I said, crazy as with some of these other Spin Tires maps that I've done before, where some of the trails have just been absolutely ridiculous. Like, and plus, if you were to fall off one of those in the middle of nowhere, you would have to respawn back at a garage that's like miles and miles and miles away, and it's just so hard to work your way back to it, that you sometimes don't even want to bother with it. But I do like these trails, like I said, because of the realism factor, and also because it's not that far from the garage, so you're not worried about, oh my god, I'm gonna have to go back and it's gonna take me hours and hours and hours to get to where I was. And that was the case with one of the maps that I did with Spun and Brute, because it was oh gosh, I forget the name of it, but it was crazy because we left the garage and we were doing really well, and then one of us crashed, and then another one of us crashed soon after that. And it was just an absolute nightmare because we had already spent like 2 hours getting to where we were, getting to where we had gone in the first place, and there was no way our vehicles were going to be saved because we fell in a river. And it was just like wow, we didn't particularly want to head back that same direction, which would take another 2 hours on top of that, and probably another 2 hours after that to finish the map. So, and again, not that I don't enjoy maps that kind of take a while, but sometimes when a map takes that long, it can take away from the experience a little bit. And I like the fact that this map is a decent size while maintaining a little bit of complexity and maintaining a little bit of realism. Now, back to the Jeep for a minute. If you want to kind of just cruise, leave it in automatic, and it does really well. You'll only need to use low and high if you're trying to do some specific crawling or over a specific obstacle, because I mean, honestly, Spun sets up his gearboxes so well that you can almost, even if you were doing, like, hill climbing or rock crawling, you could leave it in automatic and you'd be fine. And that's one of the best things about Spun's gearboxes, honestly, is that you won't find many other vehicles in Spin Tires that will just say, you put them in automatic and they're like, oh, okay, we'll just go here and here and here and climb this and climb that and, and pull this random guy out of the mud. Like I said, you don't find many vehicles that have those capabilities, whereas Spun's vehicles do. They have one of the best automatic transmission setups that I've ever used in Spin Tires. Now, granted, the one on this YJ is I'll admit, not quite as good as, say, the one on his Land Rover. The one on his Land Rover was absolutely incredible. That is definitely the best transmission I've ever used in Spin Tires. Ever used from any mod developer. Was on Spun's Land Rover again. But this isn't quite up to that level, but it's still better than a lot of the stuff out there. Now, I'm actually, since this is my first run around this map, I like how it's kind of realistic in the fact that your objective... Oh, hi, Type B130. But, the lumber pickup area has already been logged. It's actually kind of cool because that's how you would see it. You know, that's how you would actually see it if you were on like a logging area in real life. The area would have already been logged. The logs would be waiting for you, and then you would just kind of haul them off. And it's actually kind of nice because you have a really wide spot to turn around, which is honestly like a really big deal because a lot of the lumber areas don't give you a lot of room to turn around, and it makes it really frustrating sometimes, especially when you're using a long log trailer. And I generally always use those because they're the most entertaining, especially when you have something like that Peterbilt, which, what a fun mod. Seriously, what an insanely fun mod that was. Now let me show you guys the interior view, because the interior view in this thing is so cool. I mean, you can even do like a slight exterior cam, or you can do a full-on interior. I love the full-on interior cam. I think it looks really, really good. Apologies if the sound levels just got a whole lot higher from the vehicle engine and it's a little bit harder to hear me. I'm going to check the audio levels afterwards, but I don't think it's too bad. But it's definitely a fun view to use if you really want that total immersion. And because immersion is a really important factor to me in Spin Tires, because I feel like sometimes when you're not focusing on being all objective-based and you want to just be immersed in the game, cruising around off-road in first person is about as close as you're going to get to real-life off-roading in a video game. It's way more realistic than pretty much any other off-road game out there, and because honestly there really aren't many, if any, that have come out in recent years. And some of these mods, man, they really do a great job. The only thing that would make this better is if the gauges worked, but I know that that's asking quite a bit out of a game where the interiors hardly function at all. But I'm going to go back to the exterior cam because I want to see this map. I haven't seen it yet, and I want to see as much of it as I can from the outside. Isn't that just a beautiful setting, though? You've got your trail, you've got a small, slightly wooded area, you've got the river, and then you got the hill that goes up on the other side. I think that's an absolutely gorgeous setting, and it's very realistic. Brings a nice flair to this map. It really, really does. Highly recommend it. Whoa! Okay, you decided to go sideways on me. Randomly, when I was only going like 5 miles an hour. It's like, and we're going this way. And I'm like, okay. Let's not do that. Let's not go that way. I'd appreciate it a lot. Now, I don't know what Spun has in store for his next few vehicles, but I'm going to try and bring you guys, some hints and updates, maybe even try them out a little bit in the next time I play multiplayer with Spun and Brute and those guys. So that was weird. The transmission just kind of started to kind of lag down a little bit. It just kind of decided it didn't want to go. Either didn't want to shift, didn't want to go. Ooh, yes, mud. This thing needs to be tested out in some mud before we finish off the test for sure. I don't know how deep that is, but it's kind of a little, it's a little bit of a creek almost. So many trails. Let's actually go up this way. Let's kind of go through the water and head up this way. Oh, it's not that deep at all. And this handles it really well. You know what? Let's bypass the road entirely and just go up the creek. Jeep power, yo. The equivalent, well, Jeep's equivalent of VTEC anyway. I mean, hey, when this thing finally gets into 5th gear, that is its equivalent of VTEC. It's gonna get deep out here, I'm sure. You know, it's actually not. It's actually not too bad, and this is really handling it. Well, actually, the road goes straight into it, too. So, if we can just stay near the edge, we may be able to pull it through here. I mean, and I know it's getting damaged, yeah, but... Oh, that's way too deep. Oh, dear God. But it's still moving. I don't know if we can get out of the water in time. I don't know if we can get out of the water in time. This was not the best route to take. Oh, no, wait a minute. Is it emerging? It's emerging. But not enough. Not enough. Damn. Come on. Oh, man, no way it's gonna die. No! No, no, no. Oh, my God. Are you serious? We made it out! We made it out! No way! Oh, my God. That was a ridiculous save. Any longer in that water, and this thing would have been dead. Completely 100% dead. Wow. That is ridiculous. I think that's the best save I've ever had in Spin Tires. At least from water. See if I can get up this hill before I end the test. This is actually kind of challenging with all the rocks everywhere. Nearly there. Come on. Almost, almost, almost. This thing is beat, but it's not willing to give up. It's beat. It's covered in mud. And you know what? I absolutely applaud this thing for getting through that. That was awesome. Just turn on the light bar and then turn it off again just for fun. But if you guys want to check out either of these mods, the links will be in the description box below to download them. And if you guys enjoyed the video, then don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel and want to see more Spin Tires videos like this one, then don't forget to subscribe. And I will see all of you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.